Zachary, hi, Jim Delpine here. I want to give you some additional feedback here. So let's talk about shadows, and let's talk about the text also. So with the text, you don't want it to go from edge to edge. Okay, it's just poor design. So let's select that layer, and let's shrink it down a little bit. So Control T, and then if I click on the right middle bounding box, click and start dragging in, and then hold down Alt or Option, it will scale into the center point a little bit, okay? And then let's just distort a little bit more, and we'll click on the top middle, and with the Alt key held down, I'll do that. Okay, and then I'll bring it up here a little bit. Okay, so I'll hit Enter. So now perhaps you can have some fun with, let's see here, making it go into the lettuce and outside the lettuce by creating a layer mask, and then going to your paintbrush tool, making sure you're at 100% hardness, and let's see, you can, I'm looking at some of the leaves here. If I reduce my brush size, perhaps I can make it fall behind a leaf here. But see what's happening here? This layer style is affecting it. So here's what you have to do to resolve that. Okay, let me undo this. Control Alt Z, and then what you're going to do is right click and make this a smart object. Yikes. Well, that changed it. So I just went to pause and I experimented with a few ways, but I think the easiest way would be to do this. If you want it to appear as if it's going behind a leaf, I would hide this and then go to the leaf layer here, right? And then select the image part, and then cut out part of the leaf here. All right, so let's just say it's this part, and this kind of has to be planned ahead. So I'm just kind of like taking this shape here, and I'll take this shape here. Okay, so I held down my shift key when I selected the other shape, okay? And then what I did was I hit Control J. So that copies what's in there to the layer above. Then I'm taking this layer here, and note there's no layer mask now, so you're gonna have to kind of redo that. And I'm gonna bring this on top of the text layer. So it basically looks like this, okay? And then apply a layer mask to that. Go to your paintbrush and make sure you're at 100% hardness, and with black you can then go in and mask out whatever part that you want the text to be seen. So you can do that. Maybe go over here. So that's how you can keep that layer style. And okay, so do the same thing here. I mean, you could actually go down here and control click on that selection, and that is now a guideline for this layer style. Okay, so now what you do is you shift F7 to inverse the selection, and now you could paint out here to mask out that part. Okay, so you have a nice clean edge. All right. Okay, so that's an answer to that. I actually have that. Oh, I forgot to reduce the text because I reverted that. But you get the basic idea. Okay, so I think that would make it more interesting. But you know, this text definitely has to. You can't go up to the edges, so you have to pull this in a little bit. Okay, but first do that, and then do that technique I just showed you with having some of the text go inside the leaf and outside. So that would be more fun. All right, so let's get down to shadows, okay? So with this, you have a shadow here. Right, it's not a true shadow. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to use that same layer. I'm just going to hit Control A to select all and delete. Right, so I just deleted all those shadows in that layer. So what you now want to do is, let's see, this is on, let me deselect, Move tool, go here. So this is the new layer, and this is your watermelon. So you're going to Control click on the body layer mask icon to put a selection around that, okay? Then on this new layer where you had the shadows, you're going to go to your paintbrush tool and select 0% hardness, okay? And then I'm going to increase my brush size by hitting my right bracket key, all right? And then I'm going to immediately put that, well, it's already in multiply mode, so now when you paint, you're going to paint under here to create that. And if you want to get a softer shadow, make it a larger brush size, and that will give it a softer edge, okay? All right, you can have further control over it by creating a layer mask. And notice how that selection kept the shadow inside the watermelon. Okay, so now with the layer mask active, you can go in there and paint with black on the layer mask to customize this. Okay, instead of deleting pixels, you're masking them out. Okay, and in addition to that, you could also lower the opacity of that shadow layer to make it softer. Okay, and you also want to do the same thing for the shovel sticking in here. It has to be, looks like it's going into the watermelon, so grounded. So I would then create another separate new layer on top of that, keeping that watermelon selection, and then choosing, and then instantly putting that into multiply mode so you can see the results. You have a paintbrush that you want to reduce in size, so left bracket key, okay, and then just kind of come down here, okay, and then you can reduce the opacity because that seems a little harsh. But now the further away from the shovel sticking into this it goes, the more the shadow will dissipate. Okay, so what you'll want to do is create a layer mask for that. Go to your paintbrush tool and soft edge brush, and now you can lower the opacity or intensity of the paintbrush, let's say 25%. Okay, so now with a larger paintbrush, you'll want to do a larger one. You're going to slowly eat away the ends. So right here, I'll click, 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 click. See, it's eating away the ends at every time I click. It's like eating 25% or 27% away on the layer mask. Okay, so it slowly dissipates. All right, so I'll leave that as is. You got a little funky with the shovel there, but you had fun with it and you explored and experimented, so that's always a good thing. All right, take care now.